Former special education teacher, I have taught in a ton of different settings, and co-teaching to me was by far the hardest, especially when you're also doing small group, pull out, or working in self-contained. There's just a lot more to manage, including those relationships with your co-teachers. One of the best things you can do is have really clear expectations with each of your co-teachers. And I know that planning time is super limited, so really take the time at the beginning of the year to find out which co-teaching styles they prefer and kind of what their expectations are of you, in addition to sharing your expectations of them. I also recommend putting in systems and habits and routines that will help you stay organized with your materials, your data, your paperwork, and all the things that you need throughout the different parts of your day. I absolutely loved bins and those like clip folio things. Something like this where it's like a clipboard and then there's the storage inside. They were quite literally my lifeline when I was teaching. That and binders and folders. In my classroom, I had bins with all of the paperwork that I might need at some point, like all of the forms and stuff that you would regularly be rushing to print. I also put all of my kids' IEP dates into my calendar and set up alerts so that way I could stay on top of those timelines. And I had folders for each of my caseload students, plus the data sheets we needed for each of the co-taught settings. I tried my best to make each and every classroom/day as grab and go as possible. Ultimately, though, a lot of this is going to depend on your relationship with your co-teachers. And when you share your expectations with them, let them know that you need to know what's going on in class so many days in advance. Or use something like Google Docs to help with collaborating on the plan. So you have to really start with clarity with your co-teachers and really identify how you can best support your students and how you can best support your co-teacher in that classroom. Also recognizing it's going to look different for different teachers. Some teachers really don't love when co-teachers are coming in the classroom. Some teachers absolutely love it. You're a great team. It works really well. So utilize that information and kind of fit in the best way that you can. This is also kind of terrible, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud because other teachers do this too, so don't judge me. But whenever we had professional developments that weren't really relevant to me, I was making sure that I was multitasking. So I was creating those materials and creating those grab and go bags and updating my data sheets or printing off things that I needed to print off. I really tried my best to multitask so I didn't have to take as much home. And it was pretty rare that I had to take things home. Most of the time when I did, it was related to IEP meetings. And if you're running short on time with your co-teacher, utilize something like a Google Doc where you can kind of just add stuff in there as you need to create a habit of checking it every Friday at 3 or whatever the case is. But set that up with your co-teacher so that way you have a system and you have a way to communicate. Even if you're not having that time to plan, you can at least have those sort of collective notes back and forth and a data collection system in there. That was a lot, and I'm sure that I'll think of more, so I'm sorry if I missed anything, but off the top of my head, those were the things that really helped me, and I can definitely answer more specific questions if you'd like. Feel free to send me a message, but I hope this was helpful.